Now, moving on to a developing story this evening. Ukraine's case against Russia has been registered by the UN's International Court of Justice. Just yesterday, Kyiv filed charges against Moscow for, quote, acts of terrorism and discrimination related to the war in Donbas and human rights violations in Crimea. What could this mean for the ongoing conflict? Our correspondent Tom Bell has more.
Ukraine is currently living through the third winter of a hybrid war with Russia. Moscow sent troops into Crimea in early 2014 before expanding its intervention into eastern Ukraine in the following months. However, the Kremlin continues to deny any role in the conflict, which has already cost over 10,000 lives. Ukraine's appeal to The Hague is the latest attempt to break through this wall of denials. Kyiv accuses Russia of violating a UN treaty on financing acts of terrorism by supplying combined Russian army troops and separatist forces with weapons and other forms of assistance. A fact documented not just by Ukraine, NATO and the EU, but by international journalists, human rights groups and NGOs on the ground. Just hours ago, Ukraine's Foreign Minister Pavlo Klimkin gave his first indication of how long we may have to wait before a verdict in the case against Russia is reached. He said, "We know that such hearings sometimes last for several years. We understand Russia will use all means to resist, but we believe that we have enough evidence and all international legal precedents on our side. Most importantly, our case is backed by truth and moral law." In November last year, the International Criminal Court in The Hague published a preliminary report identifying Russia as a party in the Donbas conflict and an occupying power in Crimea. The report could pave the way for a proper investigation into Moscow's hybrid war in Ukraine, although war crimes convictions could take many years.